come to you with a quick project today. Hopefully it'll work. I'm not exactly sure. I'm working on the fire screen project. You saw one video where I was doing the texturing on the small trees. I have the large trees all textured up and shaped up and tacked into place. But I'm looking for some type of support to keep this thing from tipping forward. And what I've decided to do is I've created, there you can see that, I'm going to make 2 logs, and like that. Can you see it? There we go. And I'm going to mount those in the front. I think that'll look pretty cool with the logs. Yeah, you can see it on either side, and that'll give me a 6-inch leg out here to keep it supported. And I think it'll look really cool with the overall scheme. The problem that I have is, you know, look at the texture log. It looks freaking awesome. Just hammering with the small cross peen hammer to put that texture in. But when I put this end on, it looks cool, but it needs an end grain. And I've been trying to rack my brain on as to how to put some decent end grain in. I tried using a chisel, or not a chisel. I tried using a angle grinder to do that, and I don't know. It's not the quality that I'm looking for. So what I've decided to do, like I said, I've tried a couple of different things. Is I'm gonna build an end grain cutter. I think I'm gonna try anyway. So I got some. I think this is. I don't know. It's not 1/4 inch. Maybe 3/16. Maybe it's 1/4. I don't know. Flat stock. I'm just gonna keep bending arcs out of a bunch of pieces of these. So when I get done, I'll have this block of arcs that are sharpened. I'm gonna sharpen a chisel grind on these, so that I can go ahead and lay that right on the blank. And that stacked arcs, one hit, or maybe under the press, I'll be able to press those grain marks in and have them be hopefully something that looks good. So that's the plan. That's the project. Again, if you need a tool, it's one of the cool things about blacksmithing. If you have the time to do it, you can make pretty much most of the tools you need. So stay tuned. All right, what I did, I cut off about 10 inches, which should give me a little extra for the largest radius or arc. And then I put a chisel grind on that. So I'm going to go ahead and bend this around that shape. That'll be the first one. Then I'll bend another one to stack underneath it. If this is 1/4 inch, then 4 would do 1 inch. I only need about 1.5 inches or so of rings, I think, to make everything look right. So we'll see how this bends. I want the cutting edge on the outside diameter, so I'm just going to start bending this over. And again, I'm trying to match this, all right, but a little smaller in diameter. The first ring would be in here somewhere, so go a little bit more. Something like that. Nope, let's get the other side going. Start working the other side. The thing we got to be careful of using the horn is that we don't put a twist in it. So that it's not straight, you know, laying flat like this, which I do have a bit of a twist in it, so we got to work that out. Let's get the basic shape down first. For that first ring, I think a little bit more. Kind of like that, but I want this side to be in a little more, so we'll heat this side up. But again, we got to make sure. Can you see it? Let's see if I can get an angle here that allows you to see. We can't have it twisted. I don't think you can see how it is. It's this one's canted off one way or another, so we got to make sure that when we get all done, these suckers are lined up properly. So what I'll do, come over here, since that side's still hot, and I'll go ahead and just put a little bit of a torque on it to get her back where she belongs. It's got to be pretty damn straight when it sets when it sets in place. It's got to be pretty darn straight there, which that'll bring this in a little bit more. That. More here. More back here, a little less back here. Alright, that's not too bad. Not level though, we're twisted. Are twisted. We'll go ahead and twist this. There you go. It isn't horrible. It's just not quite right. But when I get them all stacked together, I'm thinking I'm going to have to probably regrind them anyway, so that everything lays flat. And this one I cut 10 inches and I got about an inch too much. I'm going to lose almost a half an inch in, oops, you can't see, I'm going to lose a half an inch in diameter on the next one. So this one was 10, we'll call it 9, and then we're going to lose 3.14 times a half, so another inch and a half. So cut this one 10, 9, 8. I think we'll cut the next one to 7.5 or so, and that should fit inside there, somewhere close. Started. Again, it's got to fit inside this one when we get all done. So we'll get the other side where we need it to be, and then we'll kind of persuade it into place. Let's get this other side going here. Let's see where it takes us. Never done anything like this, trying to stack multiple pieces together. And shit, that don't look too bad. It's a little bit on the big side. I think that'll work. I think it's close enough for county work. Let's see what we got. Where's our plate? Just kind of get things where they belong here a little bit. And this one here should be, yeah, it's just about the right size. I wouldn't want to cut it any shorter. That's alright right there. Alright, I'm down with that. We'll do one more. So again, another half inch. I'm going to take an inch, just an inch off. I did 7.5. We'll do a 6.5 inch piece. I'm okay with that. I think it's going to work. Alright, get this next one going here. It's pretty close. Looks pretty close. The other side heated. I think what I'm going to have to do when I get done, even though I've already put an edge on these, is I might put them together, clamp them together, and then grind them the surface as flat as I can, and that way, and then go back and just re-edge them a little bit. That way they're all going to be cutting at the same time. That's the thing I'm worried about. They all have to cut at the same time. That's the thing that's got me worried. Last part done here. Upside down, so we better flip that before we do something silly. Alright, so I'm a little too big right there at that top. I need to open up a little bit. That looks much better. You can just flare out this side just a little bit. Nope, I like it. I like it. I think one or two more and we're going to have what I'm looking for as far as rings go. Alright, so let's get another one. So that was, oh, I forgot now what that one was. That was 10, that was 7.5, 6.5. So we'll take another inch away, 5.5 for the next one. Get the next one done here. They're getting shorter and shorter, I'll tell you that much anyway. The other side. I wish I could do this in one heat. I just can't seem to get everything heated up. Alright, we're going to be getting close here. I don't know if this will be. Got one more cutout, so hopefully that's all we're going to need. Almost like a glove. Almost. I think we need to go wider. This area right here. Now we're fitting. Now we're in business. And there we have it. This one here slides around a little tighter. So we're close. We'll throw one more in there and then we'll see what I think about it. I think two more and we're going to be done. Shorter and shorter every time. That one's putting a little twist on me I didn't want to do. I want to put that twist in there. The other one's turned out pretty good. Trying to fight the time here. I'm just fighting myself, so we need to calm down. Calm down. Try to get that twist out of there is what I really would like to do. So I don't want to deal with that. I don't really want to deal with that. We need to come in a little more. A little more yet. Probably here. And here. Closer. We got no place to hold here. It's upside down. There we go. I guess we'll go a little narrower yet. A little narrower yet. There we go. Now let's get everything together. Kind of. Kind of. I'm liking it. I think that'll do the trick. We're going to put one more in there just for fun. I think that'll look pretty cool. If it works. One more, boys and girls. The smaller they get, the more difficult they are. No doubt about that. But what can you do? It's like now I have nothing to hold on to get this radius here started. Yep, slip right out of my tongs. That's what I'm worried about. Don't have to be perfect, it just has to be perfect enough. Nothing's perfect in nature. I could expand on that, but I'm not going to. Boy, that looks like it fits right in there. But just for the sake of simplicity, let's go ahead and make it fit a little better so that I can take it in and out while I'm working on it. If and I need to. Yep, I like it. I'm liking it. And that slides right into there. I need some homage. Stay now. You guys enjoying this video? A lot of goofing around. You know that's what you get when you're doing stuff that's new. So with that in place, I think I can get about that much ringage out of there. And I like that. I think that's good. I think that'll do the trick. This one here, come in a little. Maybe a little too much. Come on now. Didn't leave well enough alone, could you? Had to be doing something different, didn't you? Didn't you? Kind of what I wanted to happen. See, they don't line up very freaking good. That's the key, is that these teeth all have to be at the same height when you get done. That is the magic. Alright, we're going to leave it like that. Alright, let me cool this thing down and we'll see what we're going to do next. So I get these things stacked up about where I'm going to want them. If I take a look at that bottom edge, let me see if I can get you an angle here. There we go. I'll tell you, it doesn't look too bad. They feel pretty good. I think we might be able to pull this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these things where I want them. I'll go ahead and weld them together so they're a solid piece, and then I'll trim these little wings off. I'll take one of my test blanks over there. We'll heat the sucker up, put it under the press, lay that thing on there like that, and stamp into it and see what happens. I'll be back once that's ready. So here we are. She's all welded up, not the prettiest weld in the world. I just hope that everything is straight across there. If it isn't, then this is going to take a lot more time to fine tune. But actually, I might be screwed because I shouldn't have welded it. Optimism, right? You got to be optimistic. So I got one of the test blanks heating up. We're going to set this in the press over there and just press it right in and hope I get enough indentation to make it look like tree rings. So let me get set up for that and I'll bring you back. Alright, I don't think I'm going to come over there red hot, but we're going to try to anyway. So that big plate on the bottom is going to absorb a lot of heat. I'm going to put that blank down in there. You're recording, I hope. Yep. And we're going to put this sucker over that, where I want it to be. All the while we're losing heat. Then we're going to crank this sucker down. Alright. Think that did anything? Let's hope so. Lift that baby back up. Take that off. That off. I don't see any. Very little lines in there. Very few lines in there. Okie dokie 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 dokie. I was hoping I could actually almost shear through that. If these suckers aren't straight, it ain't gonna happen that way, is it? It ain't gonna happen that way. Well, they sure do look straight to me. That one's out on the outside. Fudge! A less orthodox way of doing it. I think this might work. Get everything where I need it to be in time. Like there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down just to clamp it in one position. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead. You got room to work in here. Got no room to work. Don't know how else to do it, but that's what I want done. I want to just I know you may think this looks like a hokey ass move, but you guess what? You're probably right. Question is, did it work? Let me see what you see. What do you think of that? Shit, I think that's okay. It isn't perfect, but it's better than what I had before. Let me wire brush this up and put it in the log and we'll see what happens. I'll kind of like that. I have to admit, it isn't as pretty as I hoped, but it does the trick. I'm okay with what it did there, and that was the first attempt, and I can perhaps get a little more skilled at it. It certainly gives that look. They're not complete, but it certainly looks better than it did. So I think that's the trick. I'm going to try another one. If it works out a little better, I'll come back and show you. If not, we'll call this the end of the, well, never mind, I'll come back. Lessons learned analysis. We're going to try this again. Now what I did, the only thing different, I gotta make sure I have this lined up right there. Is that I dropped the table down a little bit, and I'm going to put this extension in to hold it. And that, I hope, hope that makes the difference. There we go. See what you see? It's a little warm on my hands, but now we got full rings. Not perfect, but perfect enough. Alright, so there's the screen. And then the idea was, as a leg for the front so it doesn't tip over, I was going to put this log in here. And I think it turned out okay. I'm not as happy as I want to be with it, but considering it wasn't even part of the original project to begin with, I think that looks pretty. And it fits in with the rest of the look. I think it'll look good once I get the other one there, and that'll give 6 inches of front support so this thing can't tip forward. They have young kids in the house, so we don't want anything like that happening, or if the wood were to roll forward. So there it is, getting closer. One more of those logs to do. I don't know if this is the most impressive project that I did, but it is something. All right, we can see. Kind of hard with the light, but you can see that. I think I could have done a better job, but considering everything and with the learning curve, I think that little sucker did exactly what I wanted it to do. I just need to make sure I cover when I hammer it all the areas. But it looks good. I like it. Something a little bit different. I'll be glad when this project's done. Catch you on the next one. Hopefully it won't be too long from now.